my daughter's voice. And after I got out of there and I saw that we had matched with this person and they were interested in meeting me, that's true.
Someone at least has some value.
Yes, can see some value in me. A stranger.
But into the voice of your baby daddy telling you you'll make it also light you up.
My daughter's voice. And after I got out of there and I saw that we had matched with this person and they were interested in meeting me, that's true.
Someone at least has some value.
Yes, can see some value in me. A stranger.
But into the voice of your baby daddy telling you you'll make it also light you up.
Yeah, but at the moment, the only conversation that was going through my head was the conversation with my daughter.
That's what kept you
It's
together.
what kept playing on replay in my mind over and over again.
Mommy, we shall go through
Yes.
this. Whether it becomes better or we are stuck with you. And it felt selfish for you to do so, so you said no.
Yeah. I can't let them down. I can't.
I'll fight for them.
I don't know how, but I'll figure it out.
You see, this is what I say, Jenny, man. I mean, dark holes, sometimes it's easy to give up, it's easy to quit. But you represent a different story altogether. And here you are now. The orders are more than you can take.
Yeah.
Now you're having to distribute work to
Yes.
other people.
As much as I'm, gaining something, I'm also creating employment for more
other people.
And it gave me a lot of inner happiness just to see, I'm able to, enlighten someone else's life also. And with time, clients would call with different needs, therefore giving me even different ideas on how I can go about my company, just trying out different services, not just to one specific one. So with time, I've been able to be diverse in what I'm doing. School drop-off, delivery of things, service errands, taking care of your elderly parents. There are people who have elderly parents and they're way too busy to take them to clinics and doctor's appointments.
Right.
I show up.
And so,
I act
got
like your
this.
parents' caregiver.
Right.
I go with them,
Take
do
them
the
to-
whole process, be their company for the day.
Even at the hospital.
At the hospital, yes.
So like you block your day.
Yes, I block my day. That's work.
You move from this point to this.
I park my car.
Right.
Yeah. I take you to the hospital, doctor's appointment, everything. And I do it.
So the doctor says we
100
need them to go to the lab. You'll take them to the
I
lab.
will do that.
And you go queue up at the
yes.
lab, do what needs to be done, take them back. So like you offer the service, it's like you've blocked your day just to handhold them through the entire process.
Yeah.
And I can remain in the office, do what I need to do in the office.
Exactly.
Because maybe I can't even get some day off to go deal with this.
Yeah.
So you offer that.
Yeah. And I keep them posted throughout the whole process. This is where we are so far. This is what we've been told. This is where we're going next.
If I can, Jenny, this is your moment just to talk about the services you offer. I mean, just go ahead and talk about them. And you never know who is watching. You never know what they could call you for, man.
Yeah.
Let them know what you offer. Go ahead and talk about it.
So there's that package for senior service errand.
Right. Senior service errand.
Yes.
Right.
There's a school pickup and drop
Unpack
off.
that and then we can go to the next and then so that the people understand what you're talking
So
about.
senior service errand
Right.
is where you have, it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. It could be a close family member
Right.
who has to go to hospital on a regular basis.
Right.
But you are too occupied.
You're held up.
Or your work, it happens.
You could even have traveled anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
And you don't have someone to do that for you.
Yep.
I do it wholeheartedly.
So you shouldn't stress people about it.
No.
This is the end of that stress. I got you.
I got you.
I watched you on TikTok say, I'm your girl. And then, I got you. So you're going to rock up, pick my folks, and take them wherever we need to go.
Yes.
If it's a hospital errand, you're there the entire journey.
The entire journey.
And then you drop them back home.
I drop them back home.
With everything
safe
done.
And sound, yes.
And in between, you're updating me on what's going on.
On what's going on.
So I don't need to worry about a thing.
No.
And by the way, on that one, is it only for folks that are in Nairobi, or do you go fetch them out of Nairobi? How far do you go?
I go anywhere, Dennis. I'm not limited to
Geography.
only within Nairobi.
Right.
But definitely there's some extra cost incurred. But people are like, we don't mind.
No, a lot of times it's not the issue of the cost.
Yes.
A lot of times it's just a peace of mind to know it's covered.
Exactly.
On price, we can always agree.
Yes.
So assume I had my folks somewhere in Nyeri. I needed them to take them to the hospital. You're going to drive from Nairobi. You'll go to Nyeri, take them to that Nyeri hospital, go through the whole process, finish, drop them back home, and then you can come back. So you offer that.
I offer that.
Wow. Right? Keep talking, man. I like your service. It's actually the things that bother people.
Yeah.
It's actually the things that put you stressed out, for sure.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So in this business, trust is paramount.
Right.
Because once you lose that trust,
everything collapses.
Everything collapses.
Right.
I want to be that person who, no matter what you live in the car or whatever, or maybe to just keep your private life private, I'll do that. So I've also worked with people in diaspora who may need help here.
Right.
They might have some property here.
Right.
But they just need a second person to just go and confirm whether the property is still there, or, just a second opinion.
It's called an auditor.
An auditor.
An auditor. It's called.
In a nutshell.
Diaspora people wamenyolewa.
Yeah, sana.
Wamenyolewa. And construction is going on very well.
Yeah.
And then you go and take a picture of a neighbor, and then you send
Exactly.
And you keep sending more money. And unfortunately, it's done by relatives. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So then you become that second set of eyes that says, let me go confirm.
So they tell me, drive to this location.
Right.
Go and confirm, take pictures for me, send me pictures.
Right.
And just give me a honest opinion of what you've seen.
Want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So you become that set.
Yeah.
That's a big deal in terms of a service. I can tell you that for a fact, man. It's a big deal in terms. It is. Okay. It is. The amount of money that has been sent back in the country for projects that never happened. Massive. I'm actually told people come and collapse.
It has happened.
When they think about how much they have been sending.
Exactly.
And to imagine it's your relative that kept misleading you.
I even gave out a story recently in regards to that.
Right.
Someone working in Gulf.
Right.
They've been sending 20,000.
Right.
For the last 3 years.
Right.
For a particular project.
Right.
Only for them to get here. No sight of whatever project was said was running.
Right.
Not even a cent.
Nothing had happened.
Nothing.
But then when I saw that story, I was wondering, is it Gulf, the bank here, or is it the petrol? You meant Gulf out there in the...
Yes.
Wow. Nothing was going on.
Nothing was going on.
But they've just been sending money.
20,000 for 3 years.
After they've worked their backs out.
After they've worked their asses out.
Wow. Folks, I think it might be cheaper for you to talk to Jenny and to come and just get shocked, man. Yeah, brilliant service, man, brilliant. And for you, it's just a drive. So you have your therapy as you go.
My therapy as I go.
And then you get to see the project.
At work. I'm helping someone in the process.
Right.
Because it's not just work.
And saving a lot of their money.
Yes.
In the meantime.
Exactly.
And giving them the assurance they need, the peace of mind.
So it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. Any other packages that you offer?
There's delivery.
Right.
Whereby people might have some goods moved, from one place, point A to point B.
Right.
I do delivery of goods as well.
Right.
Or maybe you need something picked up at a certain place, taken to elsewhere.
Right.
I do that.
Right.
The other package is airport and hotel transfers.
Right.
So for everyone landing from the airport, going to wherever, whatever time, I'll come pick you up and take you to your
2 in the morning, you're going to come pick me up.
I've woken up at 2 a.m., I've woken up at 12 a.m., But definitely for this one, I have to ask. They have to share flight details, the place of drop off, you know, and it depends whether for night pickups it has to be at a place where I feel it's secure.
Right.
Yeah. So there's airport and hotel transfers. The other thing is inter-county transfers. It could be a person is based here, but they need to go to another county to run some errands, then come back.
Right.
I'll go take you, wait for you. You pay the whole day service. I'll tie you up. Once you're done, I bring you.
So it's like I've done a hire.
Yes. There's a self-drive, but I'm quite particular with that one because mostly I've just been working with people I know personally.
Right.
Or referrals from people they know personally.
For obvious reasons.
Yes, for
because
obvious
of your own
reasons.
security
Yes.
and everything else.
Yeah. There's a school drop-off and pickup.
So parents don't need to hustle about this thing.
Hustle in the morning.
Yeah.
But for this one particular one is quite tricky because I recommend at least 5 to 7 kids because just carrying one becomes more expensive.
To the parent also.
Yes, to the
and also
parent
for you,
also, and also for me.
So economies of scale sometimes come.
At least if I could get 5 to 7 parents who are from the same school and maybe the kids reside
around
somewhere.
the same neighborhood.
Yes.
You're happy to do that.
I'm happy to do that.
So when parents can organize themselves, they can holler at you and you'll then get that sorted out.
And also part of the package of the school drop-off and pickup.
Yep.
We know how nowadays, you know, teenagers who are in high school, sometimes they tell you they're going to school that morning, but they pass through some weird places before they get to school.
Right.
So if you want to ensure the security of your kid from your home to school, I'll do it for you. I'll pick your kid and take them straight to school.
And you know, that's an important detail. That place that they pass through sometimes is a cause of many other issues thereafter.
Yes.
So save yourself that stress.
Yes. Save yourself that stress.
Be sure. Hakikisha.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
It's from home
to school.
And from school to home. If they're ever going to go to another place, it's beyond that time. All right, man.
So I want to be at a place where as much as I'm working, I'm also solving issues.
Real issues. And really, your business is centered around real issues. You're really solving issues. It's not just transport for the sake of transport.
It's not transport for the sake of transport.
It's almost what you'd call a purpose-driven business.
Exactly.
Solving real issues. I want to be sure that then your children are not passing through places that they shouldn't pass through. Just because they have some leeway to manipulate your driver. For you, it is clear. Home, school, home. Yes. You've got folks that you need to take care of. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the problem from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So for you, it's not just transport.
For me, it's not just transport. What's the use of just doing what every other company is doing?
Right.
I need to feel that I've added value to the client as well.
So transport is more the platform on which you solve real needs. So for you, it's a purpose-driven enterprise.
Purpose-driven enterprise.
I like that. Otherwise, it would have been like any other taxi thing.
Exactly. That is where I establish my niche.
And that's how you differentiate yourself.
Exactly. And when I quote a certain amount, you will not complain.
Right, because it's not just transport you're offering.
It's not just transport.
It's augmented by meeting a real. You're solving real needs.
Yes.
I like the sound of that. Man. It's what they call purpose-driven businesses. And how is that coming so far?
I would say so far so good. I sleep with my face smiling because I know at the end of the day I've created employment for people out there. I've been able to solve a few issues.
Real issues, not just issues. Real issues.
I've added value.
I cannot begin to imagine how stressful it is for someone, let's say whose parent needed to go to the hospital. But I just can't get my employer to give me some day off. And at the same time also, if it is regular, like you said, I cannot also perennially be asking to be away. But at the same time, I want to be sure that then my folks are taken care of. Just the same way I would have done it if I was there. Because I need a personal touch in taking care of this. And so then you say, yeah, Jenny's got you. It's gonna get done. I'm your girl.
I'm your girl.
Whoa, man. I like what I'm hearing. I absolutely like. No wonder, and then I can tell where the smile comes from. can tell where the smile comes from, man. Wow. I can only imagine then, having solved such real needs, then your client almost becomes a repeat kind of base.
Yes, and I keep getting referrals, you know, and they're always happy. In fact, often at times where I've quoted a certain amount, but I end up getting more from the services I've rendered for them. Often at times where I get more than what I've quoted.
You know, I had them saying in marketing that price is what you pay, value is what you get.
Yeah.
They complain about being expensive when there's a mismatch between the price and the value. But where they feel the value is greater than the price they paid, chances are they say, no man, you undercharged me. Allow me just to pay more. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And today your fleet therefore has grown.
It has grown. I have at least 15 vehicles in my
15
fleet.
vehicles?
Yes.
In what period of time again? In just less than 2 years actually.
Yes.
Because then 6 months was lost. So you're discussing the last 1.5 years, really. So what would you attribute? Is this focus? Is it what do you attribute this growth to? Because you've seriously grown.
I would say, despite the challenges one has had, don't give up. Even when you feel there is no hope at all, you've lost everything, you don't know where to begin. Trust me, there's always a way.
Jenny, it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, but I'm telling you, I'm speaking this based on my experience.
No, I want you to give me the lens that helps me to see that path when all I see is darkness. Because then if people were able to see that path,
just focus on the slightest hope. It doesn't have to be something big. Like I told you when I got my match on Tinder, it kept me going.
Just that one thing.
It's not being me in income or whatever, but that one thing pushed me a little. And that one thing brought another thing. So just find yourself something you can just hold on to, no matter how small. It comes in handy.
Hold to it anyway.
Yes.
Build on it anyway.
As small as it is.
I'm curious, Jenny, about your growing up, because the kind of boldness I see, kind of resolve that I see. I'm just curious, was this nurtured growing up? Just tell me a bit about your growing up, because I'm just curious where this comes from.
Well,
you have literally rebuilt your life in less than 2 years. Literally scaled it in such a short space of time. Literally brought employment to other people within such a short space of time. And built it off being crushed. It's not many people that are able to pull that feat, Jenny. It's not many people that are able to pull that off, man. Tell me a bit about you growing up.
I didn't have the easiest of childhood growing up, mainly because I was born with a condition called clubfoot. Clubfoot is a leg deformity that can affect one foot or both. And being born with it, I went straight into surgeries, in and out of hospital, not being able to wear what is regarded as common to other kids, not being able to do activities that other kids were doing, running, swimming. I had, for the longest time, battled with self-esteem issues because I was the center of attraction the moment I removed my shoes. So I did. Which
part of the food does it affect? Just for the benefit of our viewers.
Okay, I only got affected on the left leg, but sometimes it can be bilateral, both legs. It's genetic, and it can be detected through birth. So before I even got my kids, I did an ultrasound just to check if they have the same condition. But clubfoot is a deformity you're born with. mostly genetic, and it can affect one foot or both, where the foot is just born inwards. So when I was born then...
so at the foot layer?
Yes, it's just curved, you know, inward shaped.
Right.
So when I was born, the method that they use now for correction was not introduced yet. So I went straight into surgery.
Right.
Because right now the best method is non-surgical, called Ponseti method.
Right.
Where a kid is put under plaster for quite some time, then some special shoes. Within 2 years, it's corrected.
Right.
No mark, just, you know.
So the foot finally grows. Right.
But mine was different. So the more I was conducting these surgeries, the more it was becoming even more complicated.
Because you did multiple surgeries.
Yes. 7 surgeries.
7 surgeries. At what age?
My first surgery was, I was 2 years old when I went through my first surgery.
Right.
So all through until I was 18, I have undergone 7 surgeries.
On the same foot?
On the same foot.
Right.
So I didn't have the normal childhood as others may term.
So that affected your ability to run when you're young?
Yes. I couldn't run. Most of the time I was on crutches, you know. I had to wear special shoes. So definitely, I was somehow the center of attraction.
Right.
If not wearing special shoes,
right.
I'm limping when I'm walking.
Right. Because if both feet are not exactly the same.
They're not exactly the same.
Right.
So I didn't have the easiest of childhood, but that toughened me up. It just made me a tough young human being to be able to go through these, you know, experiences as I'm growing up.
Did you get ridiculed growing up?
I did. Often at times, you know, kids used to point at me, ona mguu, ona kamguu.
Right.
You know?
So that must have impacted your own self-esteem and everything else.
It did for some point,
right.
at some point,
right.
but it got to a point where this phase where I just accepted myself for who I am.
This is it, man. It is what it is.
I'm not going to change.
Right.
So it's either accept it,
right,
or, you know, let it bother me for the rest of my life.
Right.
So people who've been seeing my videos, they can just see me in sneakers.
Right.
I adjusted to it. They're like, hey, this chick, she really loves sneakers, but they don't know.
They don't know the story behind it.
They don't know the story behind it.
So what's the story behind the sneakers? Between what's a correlation?
Those are the shoes that I can be able to comfortably walk in without any difficulties.
Right.
So it has to be either sneakers or boots. But for boots, they have to be kind of flat. But at some point, you know, like I'm coming for the interview once in a while, I'm not able. At least I'm able to just take a few steps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because after this, I'm going to take off these shoes.
So it's not like heels is not something you're going to do.
No.
It's not yours. So 7 surgeries later, did that correct? Did the foot finally grow, or?
It didn't correct it fully.
Yep.
But it became better.
It became
compared
better.
to someone who has not
gone through the process.
Gone through the process.
Right. Right. So that means that then through your primary school and high school, you went through an interchange of classes, limping, EDC, that's
shoes.
Special shoes,
yeah.
The entire space. So going to high school, you have to start explaining again.
Exactly.
Your primary school folks had understood, now you need to teach these guys. Campus?
I think at campus, that's when I had like come to self-realization and acceptance.
Right.
So that is where I fully embraced myself for who I was.
Right.
And I would say, Dennis, the few guys I've dated, they've never looked at me differently. Because that is the biggest fear I had.
Right.
What if this man starts dating me and they're like, how do I even go out with a chick who just wear sneakers to, you know, to red carpets and clubs and everything? How are they going to handle it? But I've never experienced that.
It's never been an issue?
It has never been an issue at all.
Yet it possibly was an issue in your mind.
In my mind. It's an issue I had created in my mind. Because the first thing I would tell a person who is interested in me, but they may have club foot and they can't wear heels.
Right.
Kama unajitoa ujitoe mapema.
Toka mapema kabla tuwestiane time. Mapema ndio best. Like that phrase, Matawa. Mapema ndio best, man. Jipe shughuli.
Yes.
If you're signing up for this, this is who I am.
Yeah, this is who I am.
Yep.
I'm never going to change.
Right. And it never became an issue.
So right now I comfortably go to...
And sometimes we just create issues that just exist in our minds.
They
They're not anywhere else other than in our heads.
We create
And they
our
pull
own
us
issues.
down. Correct. We create them.
Yes, we create the issues ourselves.
And we suffer there. And they keep us down.
Exactly.
And they're not real issues.
To the outside world, it's not even, it's a non-issue.
So no guy ever turned you down because of that?
Not at all. Not at all.
But it had also toughened you up.
It toughened me up. So based on that experience, I would say, you know, having that fighter spirit, you know, going through these challenges and everything, it helped even to go through this phase that I was going through. It may not be directly related, but somehow.
But we are a product of our journeys.
Yes.
So if this has toughened you up, it toughens you up even from that other season as well. And at what point did you get married?
I was young. I was 22. I was in Campo.
Oh, you got married in campus.
Yes.
Right.
I would say it caught me off guard because we got the first kid as we were trying to, you know, still in the process of getting to know each other, but he turned out to be a good guy, a responsible person. That's when I settled down.
Right.
And I've had both of my babies in campus, you know, getting the firstborn, deferring, then getting back to school. So it took me 7 years to complete campus for a 4-year course.
Because you had to keep taking breaks.
Yes, I had to keep taking breaks in between.
Right.
But I did it. We are multitaskers, we are women.
You do many different things at any given point in time.
Exactly.
It's difficult for you to just do one thing at a time. You just do multiple things.
Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. You know, Jenny, man, I think you have gone through very interesting seasons in your life. And as you said, I think the combination of all of them must have made you a strong lady that you are today. And build a focus. You had many points around which you'd give excuses. You could give excuses around your foods. You could give excuses around getting babies in campus. And most likely there are a couple of ladies that are going to watch this. They got their babies in campus and they thought that's the end of life.
It's not the end of life.
Looking back at them, what do you say to them?
For every setback or anything that creates a hold in our life, it gives you time, as much as it might be painful, it gives you time to re-strategize, and it gives you a platform to, you know, approach things from a different angle. Not how you had, you know, drafted initially, but definitely it turns out to be even a better way. Way better compared to your initial plan.
The initial plan. So you have a time to re-strategize.
So for every setback, just sit down and be like, first of all, accept, yes, it has happened. But how do I move on from this point forward? I had planned it this way, but which other way can I get out of, you know?
Because now there's a change of plan.
Yes. And trust me, the other way always turns out to be even a better way than the initial plan.
Are you a philosopher?
I'm not. I don't even know where I'm getting these things in my head.
Oh, philosophy is an outcome of life.
I hope I'm making sense.
No, a lot of sense.
Okay.
See, there's this prayer that talk about God give me the serenity to accept the things that I can, to change the things that I can, to know the difference. And see, when you say I had planned it this way, but it is now evident it's not going to go as I had planned. Now the question becomes, so now that it won't go as I had planned, is this the end of the road, or what am I not do? I'm going to find an alternative way.
And like I said, the alternative way turns out to be better than the initial way.
And this is out of experience.
Out of experience.
You said this out of experience, man. Jenny the TikToker. How did we get here? And yes, you talked about getting your niche space and all of that stuff. And I guess you've drawn a lot of premium in just being one of the big TikTok names we know around. And just how you've utilized this. And our contemporary day social media, the how to use it, the how to convert it into profit, meaningfully engaging in that space, man. You want to say 2-3 things about it?
Well, go for what you're passionate about. Follow your heart's desires. As challenging as it might be, do it. But it has to come from the heart. Because no matter how much you face challenges, you always find ways to, overcome those challenges. Quitting becomes the last thing.
In your space, it looks like a non-option. Quitting is not even an option. It doesn't even exist.
It's a make it or make it.
Make it or make it.
Mentality. When you're doing something you're passionate about.
I like one of those videos you did. I'm here to make it.
Yes.
So some guys don't give us jobs because they think we can't carry luggage. We find a way of sorting the luggage. But I'm in this thing to stay.
Yeah.
Man, I like your mindset. I like your attitude, man.
Thank you.
I like your attitude.
So how do you deny me job because I can't carry luggage for you? And I have 50 bob in my pocket where I can just call someone to carry the luggage and take it to the car, provided the luggage gets to the car.
That's all that matters.
Not who carries the luggage.
Right.
Problem solved.
Jenny, man. I love your breed.
I'm telling you, and on this road you have to be tough. You have to have thick skin. Because there are bullies everywhere, especially when they see it's a lady driving. Dennis, I've pulled stunts where people have been left as, wait, is that a lady? I don't allow people to bully me. I don't. Ukibishana na mimi, nitaenda nitakublock, nistopisha gari nikuja, unanifanya nini? What are you trying to do?
Let me just give us some of those experiences of a lady cab driver because I think they will be interesting just to listen to. Some 1 or 2 that truly stand out in terms of your average day in the life of a lady cab driver.
There's definitely a certain perception by the society concerning a lady cab driver. First of all, most people, they look at you as though you're not a qualified driver. They'll doubt your driving skills. They'll doubt everything, but it's up to you to prove to them that you are in for it and I can be able to handle this. Another thing is there's this perception that we are illiterate. She couldn't get a white collar job. She definitely doesn't have anything running in the head. She's just illiterate.
Right.
And another thing is that let me just say, I don't know how to put it in the right way. Some consider lady cab drivers as loose because they say they get to meet so many people. These people make propositions to
advances
and everything.
Right.
But that can happen in any line of work.
Right.
Someone who is seated at the office, there's the boss, there's the clients coming in.
Advances will still come through.
Advances happen
everywhere. Right.
And you don't have to be dressed in a particular manner for a person to make advances at you.
Right.
There's a time I had trousers and I was looking like bro. I'm kind like a bro, man. And then this guy, akakuja kaka kwa co-driver. That is when I was like doing this online thingy.
Right.
He looks at me and he tells me, I want to touch your thighs. Straight up.
On your eyes.
And when I gave that to Ro, do you know what most people commented? It must have been the way you had dressed.
And this time you're in jeans. And that's a stereotype in society.
Exactly.
Reflective of that stereotype. So what did you do?
I stopped the car and told the guy, get out. Get out of my car.
It's the end of the road.
You cannot disrespect me in that manner. So as much as he apologized, I could not take it. He had to look. Because for someone to have those kind of guts, it means it's something they're used to doing. Yeah. So I had to let him go.
You cancel the trip and...
I cancelled the trip.
I said, here's your money, come back. It's all right.
Yeah.
Look for someone else. But and that's the kind of occurrences you deal with almost very frequently.
That was way back when I was using online apps,
Right.
because the kind of clientele I get nowadays, I'm at peace, Dennis.
Right.
Rarely do I go through drama.
Right.
Rarely do I go through weird experiences. It's just a calm, peaceful drive all through.
Right.
And I get a lot of respect.
It's clients whose intention was to move from point A to point B.
Yes.
It's clients who respect you as well.
Yeah.
So it can be peaceful.
It can be peaceful.
Even for lady
Yes,
tribes.
yes.
And is this something you'd invite other ladies to consider as a vocation to do this?
You know, based on the stories that I gave and my experiences, I've gotten to, you know, inspire and motivate other lady cab drivers who may have maybe lived in fear,
Right.
or not being proud of what they're doing.
Right.
I've had so many of them come out and be like, you know what, I love what I'm doing. Here we are, and we are doing it.
Right.
And people look at you differently. There are people who look at you from a different angle, and there are people who look at me, you know, and feel intrigued, you know.
That they can do
Mwanamke
this.
bomba.
Right.
You know.
You've inspired them into this.
Yes. And I'm planning to just start a platform where for lady drivers cab drivers only,
Right.
where we can just not just share experiences, but look for ways in which we can grow and support each other as women.
Am I possibly talking to the president of the Ladies Cab Drivers Association
Let's see in the next
of East Africa?
Let's see in the next 2 years.
In the next 2 years.
Let's have this conversation in the next 2
It
years.
might just have come through.
Yes. And another thing, Dennis,
Yep.
before I forget.
Right.
As much as you know, I've turned my, you know, my business into something profitable and
Right.
turned my followers into clients.
Right.
When I'm in between work, sometimes I get to see people or experience, you know, some different kind of situations with, you know, people going through difficulties and everything.
Yep.
And I help where I can.
You have a big heart, by the way.
I help where I can. And my followers never fail me. If I establish a certain case, someone needs help, they're always ready to come through. And that is a way of me giving back to the society.
Right.
To just say thank you, because it's I've seen my life transition with such, you know, a short span. And whenever I feel someone needs my help, when I'm capable,
You've come through.
I come through without even hesitating.
And you mobilize your
I
entire
mobilize,
base of followers.
yes.
Oh,
Imagine let me give you a story. There's this time when I was doing the online app thingy, I dropped a client and I realized my gauge was at negative.
Right.
And sometimes you can get so overwhelmed, you forget to fuel the car.
Right.
So I kept, you know, picking clients, back-to-back calls, and my gauge was, you know, I needed to put in some more to refuel.
Right.
It got to a point where gari ilizima kwa barabara.
Ran out completely. Right.
So I just took my phone, you know, I just laughed about it, telling people not to, you know, not to be ignoring these signs.
Yes.
So I laughed about it actually.
In the meantime, you're packed.
Yes.
Right.
Because I'm on the road, people are hooting at me, nini, commotion. So I gave out that story. So I was on my live giving that story, and one guy commented, Jenny, how far is the petrol station? I'm like, not so far. So let the guy who is supposed to like bring the fuel to you, just buy some kidogo fuel to just get you to a petrol station. Get to that petrol station, like a full tank, I'm going to pay.
Whoa.
I was like, whoa, wait, you're kidding me, right?
I'm gonna fill your tank.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought she was joking. And so the guys were there telling me, Jenny, end up at the station. So when I got there, I asked for the till number. And I told him, I gave him the till number and told him to pay this certain amount to fill the tank.
Before you even start putting the fuel?
Before I even.
Lest you have another drama.
Yes.
Right.
And he sent the money.
And you filled the tank?
And I filled the tank. I was overwhelmed with gratitude.
Wow. No, I think you've built a community of, it's almost like a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a family.
Yeah.
And I have seen them not only come through for you, like now in your own distress,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen you rally them around other people's distress.
Yeah.
Like the kid the other day who, you actually told me they ended up footing the entire hospital bill.
Yeah. Because someone called me in distress. A young mom. She's like, Jenny, I've gotten your number from TikTok. I know you do transport, but I'm at a point where I'm not able to. My child is going through so much pain because, she experiencing burns on the neck and everything. I could hear the child crying endlessly. And she was like, please, kujo nisaidie. I'm not able to raise that money to afford transport, but just come help me. I went. So when I looked at the situation of that kid, it was looking bad. So we took the kid to the hospital and they were admitted, but there was some certain bill that was supposed to be paid. So I just went live on TikTok and I was like, you know what, guys, this is what has happened. And this is the situation right now. Let me show you how the kid looks like. This is the amount needed. Come through for this person. Guys sent money. Within 24 hours, you had raised 45,000.
Wow. The bill was met.
The bill was paid for. And I remember seeing that woman cry, just saying, oh my goodness, that is the only thing, the kind of fulfillment I want to see in my life. Being able to come through for someone, knowing how much I've needed someone before, and they've come through for me.
Now it's your time to come through for someone else.
Best feeling ever. Best feeling.
And I remember even the clip you doing when the baby eventually got discharged.
Yeah, when they got
taking
discharged,
them back home.
I took them back home. I was keeping guys posted.
Right.
On everything, the bills, whatever we've paid, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to create a mistrust with my followers.
Right.
To see that I'm trying to take advantage, because there have been so many rampant cases of that on TikTok.
Right. And you have an amazing heart. No wonder you're a blessed person.
That's how I get my blessing.
No wonder you're blessed. How is it going on with your children now?
My children are fine. In fact, when I got the car, I drove by to just surprise them.
Yep. It must have been a moment. Yep.
They're like, oh, wait. What? I remember them doing this. Look, my mom they were so proud.
Oh, man.
They were super proud.
I can imagine. It
And
must have been
I actually even did a video of them reviewing the car.
Right. No, I saw the video.
Yeah, they were so happy.
And they can almost connect when they would visit you at someone else's house and now watch the journey that you have taken. All I can tell you is you're going far, my friends.
Thank you.
You're going to go very far. You're going to go very, very far.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to go far. You are such an inspiration. Allow me for 10 seconds just to give a shout out to that guy who believed in you.
Yes. My destiny connected.
I suspect I know that guy.
Yeah.
I suspect he's a friend of mine. And he knows himself, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you very much for believing in a sister, man.
Yes.
And just holding that hand. And look how far we've come.
Yes.
Jenny, your story is inspirational.
Thank you.
I saw the beats on TikTok, but I think it pieces together. And it is just the making of such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And just the fact that then setbacks did not mean a full stop for you. They probably were more of a comma.
Yeah.
But the story was to continue. And looking at how far you've come, the story continues. And actually looking at it now, Looks like it's gonna get too bright up ahead, man.
I can't wait.
We might just need some sunglasses because of how bright.
How bright is
How
going to
bright?
get.
Absolutely,
Yes.
man. But it's a story of resilience. It's a story of determination. It's a story of bravery. It's a story of determination. It's a story of passion. It's a story of many beautiful things.
Yeah.
And Jenny, man, we celebrate you.
Thank you.
When we talk about gold mines, you're way up there, man.
Thank you. I'm
You're
humbled.
way up there.
I'm humbled.
You're way up there. You're a real gold mine, Jenny.
Thank you.
And then I just want to celebrate you. And I just want to thank you for coming through. And for just being able to remind folks out there that there is a lot past the setback. And that story can be written differently.
Yeah. Probably even greater things.
Most likely greater
Yes.
things. Man, you're inspirational. I've enjoyed this story, man.
Me too.
Oh.
Thank you for hosting me
Oh, man.
and being the platform to air my story.
You know, and maybe this is the last one that I'll ask you to share with us. You know, I remember one of the stories you gave was about some celebs you guys went to, I think, to hang out in campus and all of that stuff, and stories became different.
Yeah.
And maybe we can just give that last story. Because there are many young ladies in that phase and stage you are in.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most powerful statements is like you made was, we've got to make better decisions. And I just want you to just walk through that story just
Okay.
once, and for the benefit of many people out there.
Okay. Yeah. We get to a phase where we have this "you can't tell me nothing" mentality. A phase where we make decisions based on spontaneity, fun, without thinking, and the kind of impact that can arise from, those random spontaneous moves. So I was in campus. I had just joined campus, and a friend of mine calls me. She tells me there's this group of celebrities who want to hang out with us, and the only thing that was running through my mind then is, damn, I'm going to be hanging around celebrities. That's the only thing that was running through my mind.
It's a big deal for a campus girl.
Yes. So I didn't think of anything else other than that. So we prepared, they came and picked us, and they took us to this posh, nice apartment, not knowing they had other plans, for us.
That is in Nairobi.
That is in Nairobi.
Right.
And I remember us drinking everything, and I started getting dizzy, drowsy. I was like, wait, what could be happening to me? And the last thing I remember is being so drowsy and seeing a guy approaching me slowly and trying to, do weird stuff on me. And I'm like, dude, this is not why I came here. But I was just so drowsy. I could not be able to do much. And waking up, I was sleeping on my friend's lap, and the car we were in was just full of smoke. There were two guys there smoking. I couldn't even tell where we were. I didn't even know who these two guys were. It was just a horrific, scary moment. My friend was dead asleep also, so I tried to wake her up. And I asked these guys, where are we? They were like, mdosi aliwarusha kwa gari, akaniambia niwapeleke nyumbani, but you had all passed out. We didn't know where you live, so we decided to just camp here until you guys wake up and tell us where you're supposed to go.
Sure. So these celebrities that you are excited to be with just picked you, dropped you
Yes.
in the hands of strangers, cab drivers.
And that is not the end of the story. When we got home, I was worried because the incident of the last memories. I had. I couldn't just contemplate, just ignoring things.
Because they had already started becoming funny, touching.
Yes. So I went for testing, that and also 3 months later. But luckily, of course, they had done stuff to us.
Tried to rape you?
Yes.
They actually raped you?
They actually raped us.
So they spike your drink, you pass out.
Yes.
They do their thing. Once they're done doing their thing, pick you, drop you in the car.
Yeah.
So you actually went for the test, it confirmed it?
Yeah.
That happened to your friend as well?
Wow. That was my turning point. I told you I started young. I started living purposely because I was like, if I continue like this, I'm not even going to finish campus. That is when I took a different path.
This first year, second year in campus?
First year.
First year.
That's when I took a different turn. And that's when I met, the father of my kids after that moment. And I just settled down.
That's just how wicked it can get.
Yes. So for every choices we make, there are consequences. And it's so sad to see that the generation that we have.
So in that circumstance, you made a choice to go out and hang out and have fun.
And have fun.
But that was the end of your choice.
Exactly.
Whatever the consequence was outside of your hands at that point. And sometimes we don't get it. That you assume you have the control of the choice, and you also assume you have the control over the consequences. It's a fallacy. All you have control over is the choice. You may not have control over the choice. Yeah. I mean the consequence. Yeah. So think deeply before you exercise this choice. And for every choice there's a consequence.
And this generation needs to learn because it's a don't care generation. They want things the easy way, despite them being warned. They just don't listen. I don't know what we can do to just create a change in this generation.
Did you ever get in touch with those celebs again after that?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
So you are lucky to have come out maybe uninfected?
Yes.
And probably not pregnant?
Because that would have changed my life entirely.
One day?
One day.
One night? Actually, one night?
One night.
Well, we had to sneak that one in there because it matters. It matters. You may be a gold mine, but the choices you make either safeguard or undermine the gold mine that you are. And it's important you realize, man, you have control over the choice, but maybe not the consequence. And what you suffer is not the choice. What you either suffer or enjoy is a consequence of the choice, man. Jen, you've been vulnerable.
Yeah, I have been. But I told myself I'll always be real. No matter what, I'll always be real. Let me be hated for being real rather than living a lie.
Jenny, man, I just can't thank you enough. I mean, just listening to your conversation at almost every junction of your journey is rich lessons. But I think secondly is the fact that then you have been real with yourself. You've been real with life. Yeah. You've been real with folks out there. And nothing gets richer than just getting real. And I must just thank you. As I play this thing, I'm asking, how is this journey, man? I mean, for you to have gone through the kind of experiences you're sharing. But it's just been such an honor just to have hosted you on the Goldmine Show. And as I said earlier, you're the real gold mine.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
You're the real, you're the real gold mine, man. I mean, I learned so much, and I must say, while folks out there will benefit, probably have been the biggest beneficiary.
Wow.
I've been the biggest beneficiary. And this is why I love doing the Goldmine, man, because I get to pick this stuff front hand firsthand before anybody else does.
Yeah.
And I just walk out of here with the conviction that your journey has not been for nothing. It must have prepared you for so much more ahead.
Yeah.
And we want to be your cheerleaders as it continues getting better. I'm better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
better.
much.
And as you rise from strength to strength, I know there are many young ladies who will look up to you and say, man, I'm so glad you shared that story.
Yeah.
And the reason why we share them is because different people are in different places and they connect with the different stages of what your journey has been. And I unreservedly want to say thank you. And I unreservedly also want to wish you the greatest. There's a good scripture that says, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it entered the heart of any man the things that God has in store. People like you. There's plenty more up ahead.
Yeah.
And we're just going to be there shouting and cheering you on and rooting for you as you go for your full greatness. Thank you so much.
You're
Wow.
welcome.
That's been something, man.
Yeah.
Oh, folks, man. This is why we love to do the Goldmine Show, because some of the conversations you hear are only exclusively found on the Goldmine Show. Real journeys, real challenges, but also real victories, and indeed real lessons, my friends. And I hope that then you have been inspired, because no matter where you've been at, man, you've listened to Jenny's story. 2 years ago, all she had to her name were the clothes that she wore. Today is a different story. She's offering real solutions to real problems. She has converted passion into profit. She has converted friends into clients. She has risen way past every setback. And today, from just owning clothes, she's running a fleet of 15 vehicles and counting, giving real solutions, rising past real adversities, and writing her scripts in the best way she knows how to. Almost contemplated taking her life. And so, in case you've been there, I want to let you know you're in good company here. Just before you do, Jenny tells you, think a bit deeper. Reflect a little deeper. Hold on one moment, because then man greater lies on the other side of you taking the right decisions. And we want to keep reminding you, you're a gold mine. Don't you ever forget that. And even gold mines, they face setbacks, but what distinguishes them is how they deal with them. There is a rising if you held on long enough. And we want to encourage you to just believe it with everything that you've got. That if you can build on your next line of hope, no matter how small it is, there is greatness on the other side of your resilience. Greatness is a function of resilience. It is a function of focus. It is a function of vision. It is a function of the right crowds around you. It is a function of just being stubbornly determined that you're gonna make it no matter how difficult it looks. And if you hang on long enough, you might just be the next one on this on this bench like Jenny has been. You're a gold man, and we keep cheering you and reminding you that you cannot give up on you. You cannot quit on you. You must keep giving you the next chance and the next chance and indeed the next chance. In any case, if you don't give it to you, who else would you be giving it to you? You're deserving of this chance and the next chance and even yet another chance. Keep working on the greatness that you are. Keep working on your greatness. You truly are a gold mine. I want to thank Jenny for coming through. And I want to remind you, man, keep following the Goldmine Show on every one of our channels. But please keep following Kairetu, man. She rocks up on your screen with amazing videos. Do you want to share your handles, please?
Yes, all my social media handles are at Kairetu Jenny, Facebook, Instagram, everything.
How do you spell Kairetu?
Kairetu Kairetu.
And
Yes,
Jenny.
Kairetu Jenny is Jenny.
But then what's the story behind the name? Kairetu sounds interesting.
Okay, what happened? I wanted to just use one name.
Yep.
On my social media, but I needed a name that complements, And Kairetu in Kikuyu means girl.
Yep.
So I thought it would be like a perfect blend.
Right.
Kairetu Jenny.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Kwa kitambulisho mambo ni different.
Kwa kitambulisho ni different.
Be different, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. I encourage you, follow Kairetu Jenny, man. Sometimes she just rocks up with some of these real, authentic videos that truly inspire you, still encourage you, man. And I encourage you, man, follow her on all her social media platforms. Let's keep building such beautiful content and encouraging beautiful souls like Kairetu. And of course, for all your real solutions that touch on transport and more, man, hit Kairetu up and let's keep building this community. Oh yeah. Until next time, God bless you. God keep you, my friend, and keep walking the greatness that you are. God bless you, man. And until next time, see you. Keep walking the greatness that you truly, truly are, man. We're out.